Hello.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Rachel.
And what is your grade and major?
I am a third-year senior history education major.
And what do you identify as far as race and ethnicity?
American.
Okay. Did you look into how diverse the campus was when selecting a school?
Definitely not.
Was diversity promoted to you as a prospective student? And if so, how?
It was, but mostly just showing like charts and demographics of numbers, if I remember correctly, 3 years ago. And then also a few images of like, look at this mixed group of individuals eating together at lunch.
Gotcha. Being here in school, do you think your campus is diverse?
I mean, I'm sure it could be more diverse, but I come from a very homogenous hometown, so getting to see all the different races and ethnicities and cultures that I do see here, it's definitely more diverse for me. But I know that there are other ways we could probably improve our diversity on campus.
Do you see diversity in your classes, and do you think your professors set an environment that is open to diversity and it being like interculturally competent?
Yeah, well, coming from a history background, we do a lot of studying other cultures, so I would definitely say in my history classrooms we do bring up a lot of different ideas concerning backgrounds. And I have noticed that like I have become more aware of it, like when I read through historiographies mentioning how black women are rarely mentioned, black men are rarely mentioned, and even rarer than that do we talk about like Asian cultures and Mexican cultures and different subsections of humanity. Within like my outside the history classes, it doesn't come up a whole lot. I personally have never seen a professor, from my perspective, have treat a student differently based on their skin, but this is also coming from a white person.
Bless you.
Rude.
Do you feel like your campus does a good job at addressing diversity?
Yeah, I think I would kind of tag on to the whole baby step thing. I think we do a fairly decent job. You know, we have our Black student organizations, we have our multicultural center, the Gwendolyn Brooks Center, so I think we have a lot of the foundation, but I would really love to see more build on that.
Definitely. Do you see minorities in leadership in organization or places that are not commonly known to have minority members?
Yeah, well, specifically this year, hiring for this year in the RA role, they definitely did focus on hiring more people of color to represent some of our other students on campus. And you can see that just in our staff photos. The first year that I was an RA, it was very, very white. And then this year, it's become a lot more colorful and a lot more, I think, open to our other students.
Gotcha. Have you had any classes or training on diversity or intercultural competence?
Yeah, so being an RA, like everyone else in this room, you know, we go through cultural diversity training and welcoming all of our students regardless of their walks of life. Coming from an ed background, we do take a class called Culture and Education, where we talk about, you know, what do you meet with a student, parents who don't speak English, and how does that work? Or what if you have a student who has to take care of themselves at home by themselves and 3 other siblings, how can we expect them to want to do trigonometry in school? So we do kind of talk about that as well. Code switching is common for African American students, and how can we, as specifically white teachers, you know, help our students feel more comfortable in our classrooms.
Wow. Do you feel like you promote diversity?
I like to try and think I do. I do believe that like I probably do have some prejudices that I'm slowly trying to chip away, but they come up randomly. And I try to do my best to learn. I think education is a really good way to kind of get rid of some of these prejudices and to promote diversity. I have noticed that since I've taken a lot of my history classes that I am kind of noticing more gaps in various histories in terms of what groups aren't being talked about.
Do you have any suggestions on expanding diversity or helping others become interculturally competent?
Yeah, I'd love to see the Black Student Organization, or I think it's the BSA, come together and do a lot more on campus. I'd love to see them be invited to speak to things, as well as the Multicultural Center, being able to put on more programs and do more to get themselves out there to let other students know they exist. And I know that what are they called? Safe spaces are pretty much under fire a lot, and I would challenge that with a brave space where people can come together and ask those kind of questions that are hard to ask and fear that we're going to offend somebody. I'd love to see brave spaces where we can ask those questions and get these prejudices cleared up.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Marguerite.